What's up, YouTube? So today we're in a different view. We're in my Jeep. Came to the store to get some dog food and a phone mount to record from the inside. And yeah, so today, if my parts come in, we'll probably be wrapping up the transmission. If they don't, then we will not be wrapping up the transmission. I've been waiting on this one part for almost 2 weeks now. I ordered it not this last Monday, but the last Monday. It was supposed to be here Friday the 4th, and it didn't. It's Thursday. I don't even know what day it is today. I think, what is it, like the 10th or the 11th, something like that. So it was supposed to be here the 4th. It's now Thursday, the week after. Yeah. We're still waiting on that part. So I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about more about information about the Nova. One thing I didn't tell you guys is the car's name. I'm a car guy. Car guys have to name their cars most of the time. Some of them don't. Some of them do. Most of them do. Well, I do. I get names for my cars, and my license plate on the car has a name. I don't know if you guys were able to see that in the last video from when I was recording from behind, but the car's name is Vanessa. Now, I didn't name the car. My wife named the car. We were sitting there one day, and I told her, I was like, babe, this car has to have a name now that it runs. And that's when I got the name, was when it finally ran, and took it to go get registered, which was its first like major maiden voyage. And I told her, I was like, what should I name the car? And my buddy, I actually wanted to name it Veronica at first, but then one of my friends named his car Veronica, so I was like, oh, I can't use that name anymore. He used it, so I had to come up with another name. And most cars usually get some like sort of like stripper name, right? So I asked her, I'm like, what do you think is a good stripper name? And I couldn't think of it. And then she's like, well, what about Vanessa? And I'm like, you know what? Vanessa sounds good. So we went with Vanessa. And that's how the Nova got its name. And my truck's name is La Paloma. My parents named it that when I got it. My truck is white. It's a white Ram 1500. And because it's white, my parents were looking at it one day and they're like, oh, this truck's so white, like a dove. And in Spanish, a dove is paloma. So, La Paloma. And the Jeep's name is Bessie. I didn't name the car. My kids named the car. And they picked it. They liked the name Bessie, and they named it Bessie. So, yeah, guys, that is the names of my cars. So, yeah, back to the part we've been waiting on, and we're still waiting on, and hope that it comes in today. Fingers crossed.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows?
It finally came, guys. Finally took this out to the garage. Oh, it's about damn time. About damn time. Alright guys, so it finally came in. It finally came in. Here is our refurbished, it's not brand new, but it's refurbished 4L80E drum. It comes with the preferred 34 element sprag. It is installed correctly. The way you can tell is grab the sprag, rotate the drum clockwise. It won't go counterclockwise. It only spins one way only. It does not have any clutches in it, so we still have to get in here, but everything else is done on it. This was refurbished to be like factory, so we have to take this part off, take it out, and remove one of the seals to let, like we did on the center support. We left one seal out in the middle so that it would bypass fluid to allow this entire piston to apply the clutches. Because the way it is now, when it comes in, it only applies this much surface area. And with the dual feed, it's going to apply this and this. So it'll be a much more positive feel and more heavy duty. This race also is longer, going this way instead of this way, so the intermediate clutches will be able to ride up on this a lot further in, so you run less chance of one of the clutches slipping in and coming out. Or it's not a very common thing, I don't think, I'm not sure, it might be just like in racing or something, but just a little bit to help prevent that. So we're gonna go ahead and get this thing tore apart, remove that one seal, put our clutches, check our gap, drop this in, get this trans done. Alright guys, so here it is torn apart. I didn't really show you guys the forward drum because I was just trying to knock it out, but I'll show you guys this. So this seal that's right here, it's a little lip seal. I'll take it off right now. You guys will be able to see it. This is the seal that I'm talking about. We're going to take off. We're going to completely eliminate this. This is the piston. It's got one seal here, another one here, and this one. So the theory behind the dual feed is that extra fluid is going to be coming in. We're going to leave this one out, so it's going to be able to apply pressure here and apply pressure here, which would be here and here. So I'd be able to utilize this entire piston to apply the clutches. So see if we can get this one-handed. Boom. Throw that guy off. We won't need him anymore. This. Then we just need to get a feeler gauge around here. Get the seal to compress in so I can drop in. Once we do that, here are our springs. That'll go there. Gets pressed on. And this little guy holds it. And we can stack our clutches and steels, and we will be done with this. It'll be ready to go in the trans, followed by the forward drum, torque down the pump, drop it in, valve body, pan, and done. Alright guys, so we ran into a kind of big problem, and if we didn't take care of it the way we did, we would have had some bigger problems. So I was building the direct drum, putting the clutches and steels in, and then I noticed that the gap between the last clutch and the pressure plate was pretty big, and I was like, huh, is it supposed to be like that? So anytime you guys have a doubt on anything you do, always don't be afraid to ask questions, call somebody, look up info. I have a book on this, but not even all the information is here. So I went onto handy dandy YouTube and was watching some of the guys that how they stack their clutches and their clearances and what they get versus what I was getting, and we had to take the forward drum back apart because that one was way too tight I thought it was okay, but no, it was not. I couldn't even get not even 10 thousandths in there, and you're supposed to have about 10 thousandths per clutch, 5 clutches, 50 thousandths. So what we did is we took the piston and had it machined on this landing to let the clutches sit in there lower. Now if it's too low, then I have thicker plates, thicker steels that I can put in there. I have the 90,000 steels, and I also have 70,000 steels, so I can play with the thicknesses to make it tighter, but I can't make it looser. So we went to the machine shop real quick. They machined this down for me. So now we're gonna put this back in. We're gonna reinstall all the clutches and steels. We're gonna check the clearance, make sure it's good, at least pretty close to 50 thousandths. I am apparently on the forward drum. You can have it a little tighter, but it was just way too tight. Like the pressure plate was hitting the last clutch, so it was never gonna disengage. And if it's too tight, your clutches are gonna drag. Your shifting's gonna be it's gonna be all whacked out. It's gonna excessively wear the clutches. You're gonna burn them out. Not a good thing. And if it's too loose, you'll have delayed shifts, a really lazy transmission. So we gotta make sure that these clearances are right. We checked the clearance in the intermediate set. That was really easy. That was good, right on the money. But these are a little bit more crucial to me. Also, this piston's not even the piston that's supposed to be in there. The other type of piston, let's see if I can find a picture of it. Bear with me, guys. Yeah. That one right there. That's what we're supposed to have. Instead we have this. And you can use this. There's no problem with it. There's nothing wrong with using this. But this has to be machined before you use this style piston in the forward drum. And I believe even in the direct drum. But this one has a molded piston. Some guys prefer the molded pistons. You just they sit a little bit lower, so you just have to play with clutch and plate differences. This one should be easy. We just use thicker plates, and then we should be able to get up to where we need to be. I'm not too worried about that one. This is the one that was kind of psyching me out, but thankfully we got it done. And I'm just gonna put it back together, right? All right, guys. So it's basically wrapped up. The rack forward drum's all in, all good there. Valve body is back on. The detent is not going to do anything anymore. It's on. The rear servo's on. I lost a bolt. No matter how hard I tried not to lose any bolts, I lost the bolt. So I'm going to have to either look real hard and see if I can find it, or just go to the hardware store and spend like $1 on one bolt. So we might just do that. Reverse, neutral, third, second, first. Full manual. No more governor tubes, as you can see. I would have gone in there. We're not going to put the tail shaft on because I do want to get a speedometer in here, and you have to take this off, and I only have one more seal for this. So I don't want to waste the seal and then later on put it in. So we're just going to get that done when that needs to. And then we got to get the gear for this so that the speedometer will work. And I'll be able to see how fast I'm going when I'm gapping people. I will probably be the one to get gapped. But, hopes and dreams. Another thing I need to get that I haven't gotten yet is this thing had a 2-wheel drive, like shallow pan filter. The guy never put the spacer on. I found out after starting to build this that there's a spacer that needs to go here so that the filter's nice and firm. And this is the fill tube neck. I need to get the 4-wheel drive one because I have a deeper pan now. So I need to make sure that that filter is sitting in there properly. So that's going to go on later on. And we still need to get some hose clamps so we can line up the pump and torque it down and then drop it back in. But for now, that's gonna do it for the trans. The trans is basically done. The meat and potatoes of it is in. Just a couple little small things to finish up, and we're done. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about before we wrap this video up is the motor. So the motor has no valve covers on it right now. Just a little dirty. Not too bad. And the coils have no brackets. That is because they are off at Buddy's getting powder coated. So he sent me pictures a few minutes ago of how they look, and they look fucking sweet. So I'll put a picture in the end of how they look, and this thing's gonna look pretty nice. We're gonna clean it up a little bit, replace all the seals on the valve covers, and clean up these a little bit. I have other coils that are like brand new, so we're just gonna put those on. And then oh yeah, this thing was leaking oil from the back over here. Pretty sure it's just the oil pan that was leaking back here, but I don't want to risk it, so we're gonna go ahead and change out this plate that has the rear main seal, and we're going to also go ahead and change the oil pan gasket because this thing is pretty beat. And yeah guys, so that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Comment, like, subscribe, share it, hit the little bell on the subscribe so you guys don't miss anything. And yeah guys, let's make this channel grow, and hopefully we can do some awesome stuff.